Hello, my name is Veronica, and welcome to the Learning Lab, Episode 10, Technique Zentangle. And if you're looking at this saying, Veronica, that looks like glorified doodling, then you're right, it is. Come on into today's lab and let me share with you this old new phenomenon that's sweeping the nation and help you to release your inner Zentangle artist. So just what is Zentangle? Zentangle is really doodling. It's that thing you did in high school when you were in homeroom and you were supposed to have been studying for an exam, but you were sitting doodling your boyfriend or girlfriend's name over and over and over and over. That's what it is. But there's a group of people out there who have taken this doodling to a new height, and they're now calling it Zentangle. You know, there's a reason why we sat and did this in high school. It was very relaxing, meditative, and maybe that's why young people don't have high blood pressure. They sit around doing things that calm them down. And this, supposedly, is a calming activity, hence the Zen and Zentangle. And as you can see, here's one that I was just sitting and playing and just trying to come up with some different ways to express myself creatively. The card that I shared at the opener, I completed this one in about 30 minutes while my son was at swim practice. It's just black card with a Sakura white opaque pen. So how do you get started on Zentangle? I'm going to use the Sakura glaze gel pen. Since I did the opaque white on black, I'd like to try some black on white and see how that's going to look. So working just to the left of my score line, I'm going to just work in a tiny small space. And to do that, I'm just going to start to draw some lines here. Whatever you want is fine. This is your art. And you are going to release the inner artist in you. So now that I have some smaller grids established, you now want to go back in and just start to do what you love to do, which is doodle. In this section, I want to create a series of hatch mark lines. So to do that, I'm first going to establish my main line. And from there, the rest of my lines are going to cross it. Now, if you're doing this and it's stressing you out, then you should stop and go do something else, because this is designed to relax you, not to make you feel overwhelmed. I truly believe that it is the repetitiveness of this that helps to relax you. Your mind is free to wander. Now, if you Yahoo, Google, or Bing Zentangle, you're going to find a group of artisans out there who have taken this to an incredible art form. Their work is unbelievable. So if you need a little inspiration, it's worth a visit. Now I am using my Sakura pen on this only because I like the raised glaze look on it. Most people use the Sakura micron pens. You can use those also. I would suggest using the really fine point one. There's a 0.1, 0.5. Now to fill it in, I would definitely go up to a thicker size. I'm going to go ahead and further offset that score line by putting a black line just across the bottom of my Zentangle doodling. let me share with you some other Zentangle doodling that I did. So then I thought about watercolor pencils. As you can see, this one is much larger. It's actually probably a 6 by 8 maybe. And I did go around the edges here with my Score Pal, but I didn't darken those because when you see it in person, you can really see the crisp lines going across. And I really liked the way this watercolor one turned out. Additionally, I did another one on black card, but this time I used some of the Sakura Stardust pens. And you can see, oh, how beautiful that is. Then I took the piece, cut it apart, mounted it on 3 panels, then put it back together to form a triptych design. Then I went a step further and decided, what if I used stamps? These are from some KI Memory monogram stamps, and they all have a different pattern on them. So what I did was kind of mask off different areas and then stamped on it with the stamps, and I went back and took my black glaze gel pen and went through there to separate some of them. Now initially I started going around those and it was looking real patchwork quilty, and I wasn't too sure I liked that. If I did this again, I would probably do more of the freestyle that you see here. But this could easily lend itself to ATC cards. Just cut them down and you can do your collaging on that. Or take this, turn it over on the back and cut out some initial letters for your own designs and monograms, or just different punches that you can make out of these. It's your own artwork. And then finally, I applied it to the ribbon pull card. I did the same thing here, except I actually did my designing while the card was still flat, and then once it was completed, I just simply encased my ribbon pull card in there, and I also did some doodling on the pull card. And yes, I pulled out the Sakura Stardust and metallic pens and went to work on this also. I absolutely adore doodling, and I'm really pleased with this technique and how this turned out, and especially bringing in a new twist to it, which is color pens and color markers. Who says it all has to be black and white? Your art is what you bring to it, and you only have to please yourself. Thank you for joining me in today's lab as we took a new look at an old art, Doodling come Zentangle. Please remember to check out my blog at inkallusions.blogspot.com. Until then.